Let's go further. This is tests find sickened family has 50.3 part per million of Corexit 2-butylethanol in their swimming pool. And they live 1 hour north of Tampa. Our heads are still swimming. This is from FloridaOilSpillLaw.com. This has been their main story for probably like 10 days at least. Our heads are still swimming, stated Barbara Schleimner of Homosassa, Florida, who received word last Friday that the test results on the water from her family's swimming pool showed 50.3 part per million of butylethanol, which is a marker for the dispersion of Corexit 9527A, which is obviously what's being used to break up and sink the BP oil spill. And I actually give you a picture of the lab results here. This is authentic. I mean, we're not making this stuff up. The problems began for the Schleiblers. It's a real tongue twister, their last name. A few weeks after the April 20 blowout. They said, quote, "Our first clue were rashes we both got early in May. Both my husband and I couldn't get rid of the rashes. We had to get some kind of cream from our doctor. I have never had a rash in my life," they noted. The man noted. Then, on July 23rd, my husband Warren mowed the lawn. It was so hot, he got in the pool to cool off afterward. That afternoon, he had severe diarrhea and very dark urine. This lasted about 2 days, she revealed. Initially, they reasoned that this was caused by the heat. The following week, Mr. Schleibler again mowed the lawn and went into the pool, and again he was sickened with the same severe symptoms. So, suspicious that the pool may be a problem, the family set out to get the water tested. They found Robert Naiman, a mobile Alabama chemist who performed multiple tests. He performed 3 different tests. He also performed them for WKRG Channel 5 out of Mobile. Warren collected a water sample from the pool filter on August 17th, packed the sample according to Mr. Naiman's instructions, and overnighted it to the mobile Alabama lab the same day, she noted. The results were delivered by Naiman over the phone on August 27th, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A copy of the findings were emailed to the family, and you can view the documents. I give you a link. You can view them. Naiman said our pool water was contaminated with 50.3 parts per million of this marker for Corexit. A July letter from a 4 top scientists noted that the Corexit 9527A contains this butylethanol, which is a toxic solvent that ruptures red blood cells, causes hemolysis, bleeding, and liver and kidney damage. A safety sheet provided by Nalco, the manufacturer of the Corexit 9527, warns, it says, quote, "It's harmful if absorbed through the skin. May be harmful if swallowed. May cause liver and kidney effects or damage. There may be irritation to the gastrointestinal tract." Warren's severe diarrhea and very dark urine appear to indicate gastrointestinal tract irritation. Also, urinary tract. I mean, it says it can affect the kidneys too. BP press officer Dean Buato released a statement on August 28th that read, "Unified command records indicate that the last date that Corexit 9527 was sprayed was May 22nd, which is almost 3 months before the samples were taken from the pool. Yet, the Schleiblers report in the second time in the last 10 days that the 2-butylethanol marker for Corexit has been discovered near the Gulf. It has also been found near the Florida border of Cotton Bayou, Alabama, at about 1/4 of the levels that were recorded in this Homosassa pool." A WKRG segment from August 19th featured an inland water sample that tested for 13.3 parts per million of the Corexit dispersant. The question remains, how did this chemical find its way into the Schleiblers' pool in such a high concentration? Well, this is the Schleiblers talking. They said at night we would hear very low aircraft, including helicopters. We figured they were just heading up to help out in the Gulf. And Mrs. Schleibler added that she was told the prevailing winds from the Gulf are easterly. And when they spray, it is airborne, and we are right in the path of those winds. It was also noted that we had a lot of rain here before my husband got sick and wondered what was going on. We had been having downpours all of July. So, again, this stuff's getting inland. It's getting into people's pools. You know it's going to be contaminating the groundwater. How far it's actually getting across the state, it's hard to say. But this is just one report of many. I mean, there's so many reports on this GulfOilSpillLaw.com or OilSpillLaw.com I mean, I can't even keep up with them. I'm just going to read you some of the titles of ones I got from the last few days off the site. And I'm giving you the links here. You can go click on them and explore them further. I just don't have time to get into all these stories. There's too many. First story. 1,000 parts per billion of toluene is found inland near the Florida border. Hydrocarbon levels that exceed safe exposure limits are present in multiple areas. So here's another place where we're picking up these chemicals. The next story, and this is just the title. Oil was apparently airborne, says city-employed geologist. Reports of oily brown substance that you could actually feel in your hair. Now there's either audio or video associated with every one of these links I'm talking about. Next article. Mississippi officials find 80 to 90% of oysters dead. Claim that no evidence that oil contributed to it, though, at all. Oh, so they found 80 to 90% of the oysters dead, but no, the Corexit of the oil, they didn't contribute to it at all. No. Next article. Inland fish kill near Destin, Florida. Reporter says red plume replaced the visible bottom and an oily sheen with a foamy, bubbling substance with red, stringy globs. BP denies the link. Of course, they're going to deny everything at this point. Next article, octane in your blood. Humans on the Gulf Coast show dangerous levels of toxic exposure. Hexane is way high. Treatment for organ damage recommended. And there's a full lab report on that article. Next article, Florida, Alabama area. Tests show ethylbenzene and other hydrocarbons in the blood of coastal residents. Everyone is getting sick. It is becoming an aerosol. And there's a video for that. So I'm telling you, this stuff is flat out getting in people's blood. People are getting sick. And it's not being reported. Total media blackout as far as I can see. Maybe you'll see something on a local newscast, maybe. But I've been monitoring our local news from back home, and there's nothing. There's nothing at all about this. And I know they're taking their marching orders from Big Brother. Because the media is controlled. So bear in mind, this thing is not over, and it's most likely only going to get worse.